Inflation a 4 decades high.
The highest level of inflation in over 4 decades as prices on everyday consumer goods surge.
It's almost as high as I am.
It says gasoline, housing, and food prices,
which is not high enough for this shit.
Last month's spike. According to the latest consumer price index, inflation rose 1.2% in March. That's an 8.5% increase from the same time last year. It is the fastest annual rate of inflation since December of 1981. The report reveals energy prices are a major contributor to the latest spike. Gasoline prices have climbed 48% in the past 12 months, while the cost of fuel oil has skyrocketed by more than 70%. According to
this isn't actually inflation. They're using the term.
To the latest CBS News poll, 65% of Americans think the president could do more to combat the elevated cost of gas. The national average
Well, he could, but the things that he could do,
$4 per gallon.
the right wing is going to go nuts about.
Senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe. Ed, thanks for joining us. Let's start with inflation. Obviously, this is the highest jump that the U.S. has seen in more than 4 decades. This is a major thorn in the side of the Biden administration. So what does the White House intend to do to try and combat these problems?
Well, they say they...
Listen to her. It's a major thorn in the side of the Biden administration. Not that, it's impacting the American consumer, the everyday worker. Fucking look, even the way they frame these stories pisses me off. He's strictly thinking about it as a political reporter and the political consequences of this story. Your viewers aren't people in Washington.
They've been doing everything they can in terms of working through executive action to try to bring down the price, especially of gasoline. You've seen now a few different steps taken, whether it's releasing millions of barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve over 80 or 180 days, or today's announcement that's designed to keep a cheaper alternative on the market through the summer months when normally the Biden administration was blocking its sale because of a higher emissions level. It's called E15 Gasoline. You see this at only some gasoline stations across the country, and it's a blend of ethanol, makes up about 15% of the mix. The rest is gasoline. On average, it's about 10 cents cheaper. And so the hope here is the president can highlight, look, here's another example of the things we're trying to do through presidential action, through the federal government, to drive down prices that are beyond...
Nationalize the oil industry.
Capitalism, after all, and it's the economy that's driving this, and they're...
That's the first thing. That is, okay, you want the step that you can do that is an immediate change in policy. We can't go green overnight. I agree we need to invest in green energy more. If you want something that could immediately relieve prices, nationalize the oil industry. Simple. That's all you gotta do. Because, what we're seeing right now isn't inflation. We're seeing fucking corporate greed. We're seeing gouging. We're seeing price gouging.
Or the steps they can take. But otherwise, they're saying this is Vladimir Putin's fault. Now, it's not entirely. Remember, these prices started spiking on all sorts of goods and services before February 24th, when the Russian invasion of Ukraine began. And yet in the week since, the White House has tried to shift blame to the Russian leader, saying, take it up with him if you've got an issue with these high gas prices.
Right. So, Ed, of course, as you just said, President Biden's plan is to prolong the sale of gasoline mixed with ethanol through the summer, hoping to drive down prices at the pump through the summer. Is there some projection that at least by the summer, once Americans get in their cars and hit the road for all those summer vacations, that prices may come down a bit?
Not reliable, and you mentioned that, of course,
not reliable.
Spiked into the 430s by mid-March, down to about 411 now. So they have come back down.
Yes,
but
yes.
Nowhere near where they were before inflation started.
Staffeles, I agree. All of the energy sector.
dealing with inflation and trying to demonstrate to Americans, especially those that rely on their cars and traveling and paying for gas, that the president's trying to do something. But by doing,
but you could immediately lower the price of gas. What, a fucking $1, $1.50, $2 possibly? Like, that's how much markup.
Sidney Axne, who's one of those more moderate Democrats in a swing district, the 3rd congressional district of Iowa, which is.
But now we also need to talk about other countries pay their tax on their gas for what happens to the environment. We don't here in the U.S. And that would have to be something that would be dealt with, but you could theoretically slash the price of gas just overnight. They call it inflation, but in reality, they're just shoveling money at rich people. That's all that's going on. Goldman Sachs, $50 million bonus to CEO and COO, called excessive. I fucking bet. Goldman Sachs planned to pay a $30 million one-time bonus to Chief Executive David Solomon and a $20 million bonus to Chief Operating Officer John Waldron is excessive. Proxy advisor Glass Lewis argued on Friday. The shareholder advisory firm told Goldman shareholders they should vote against the executive pay package that contains the one-time gift bonuses. They're concerned about special one-off grants to the CEO and the COO, said the Glass Lewis note to shareholders. Such awards have the potential to undermine the integrity of a company's regular incentive plans, the link between pay and performance, or both. Goldman has contended that his compensation will drive long-term shareholder value creation and ensure leadership continuity over the next 5+ years. The multi-million-dollar stock awards won't be paid out until October of 2026. Just a bonus. That's not even their regular fucking salary. Not even their regular salary. David Solomon also received a $30 million gift as part of his 2021 compensation. Motherfucker already got. And by the way, like, I don't believe Goldman is doing well right now. But Solomon's compensation is in line with his competitors. James Gorman, the CEO at Morgan Stanley, also raked in the same amount, $35 million for 2021. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon's 2021 total compensation clocked in at $34.5 million. Bank stocks have fallen sharply so far this year, even after bumper results on the back of a banner year for mergers and acquisitions. So the stock has fallen, and he's still getting a goddamn bonus. Must be nice. But let's check in with a fantastic mind, someone who's really going to hone in on what's going on with the everyday working people. It's Conservative Mama. She's going to talk to us about inflation and the causes of it. She's really upping her production value since the last time that we saw her. The inflation is just transitory is the title of this video from Conservative Mama.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We are going to respond to the inflation that some people are seeing. It is just transitory. It's temporary. It's not going to last long.
She is.
Have you guys noticed?
Mocking Jen Psaki.
Does it look like I care about what you're saying when I do this? Like this? More? More head nod? Less? I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care about any of you or anyone, really. Another inflation question.
I do believe, okay, you can see
one, really. Another inflation.
You can see like some division. I believe she's got like her kids' homework on her podium here.
Inflation is good. It's good. It's good. It challenges the system. It makes you balance, puts a little pressure on the system, but it's good. We don't need to worry about it. It's good. Oh, another inflation question. You gotta love the inflation. You love the inflation questions. I think at this point it's pretty clear why we have inflation.
Ma'am, there's a reason why they tell you to not shoot up your nose when you're doing videos.
They're evil.
Rookie mistake.
They're evil. They're the corporations.
But then again,
down with them.
she is trying to mock Jen Psaki. Yeah, down with corporations. As if Jen Psaki would ever say that. Jen Psaki is a corporate shill who is apparently getting ready to go to work for MSNBC in just a few months, which is a corporate entity.
Down with the corporations. I've got less than a month to go. One more month. Less than a month.
She could have been shooting up her nose just to...
It's bad.
Make her Jen Psaki character look bad.
But it's Putin's fault. It's Putin. All of this, everything you see, all of it, everything is Putin's fault. Okay, he has done this. He has done this to us. I gotta go. So we're gonna leave it at that. It's Putin's price hike. It's Putin's fault. Okay. But goodbye, everyone.
Honestly, Dip, I've said it many times. I wish, the Democrats were the version that conservatives see in their head that they're so scared of. Instead of milquetoast corporatist politicians. Down with corporations!